was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
If this is another spam call at Christmas, I am hanging up. I'm going to get one of those air horns and blow it into the phone. Is this Mark?
I'd like to talk to you about your insurance.
It's better than my long distance.
Yeah, they don't care about that anymore. Now it's the insurance guys, and we get them from all over the place. And it's like my phone is busier now than it was when I used to sell dope in the 80s.
Yeah. You know what the kids don't understand? The kids don't understand, first of all, how cheap dope was back in the 80s. And also
Yes.
and also the people trying to sell us long distance service back then. Oh my God. Our phone bill used to be $200-$300 a month sometimes if you're, calling from Florida to my grandparents in Pennsylvania. The phone bills were outrageous back then.
No, they have no idea because they just know that you just dial and then you talk to people, and that's the end of it. But they don't know anything about when you had to call at certain times just to get it a little bit cheaper. Even on your cell phone, I'm going to tell you, my very first cell bill. Here I am, got the T-tops in my Camaro, cruising down I-95. You're not really cruising down I-95. You think you are, but it's at 5 miles an hour.
Did you buy that with drug money? Well, let me ask you. Was that with drug money?
So I get the.
Yeah.
I don't know because I used to have to give that money back.
Okay.
And then I would snort most of that.
Sorry.
No.
So you're cruising down in your
But
not
this was
drug
actually
money
my
Camaro.
thing. No, and then I've got this field walkie-talkie from the Vietnam era built by Motorola and talking at 25 or 35 cents, depending on what time of day it was, a minute.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, boy, I should have stayed with the pager. It was cheaper to just get a page, find a phone booth, and just call back.
When we were living in Macon, I got myself a Cellular One phone. The station didn't pay for it. It was my phone. And then I realized, I could just do a remote with this instead of having to set up that whole freaking little broadcasting Marty setup. And then I started looking at my phone bill, and I was like, so all the money I made on that remote, I got to pay my phone bill with. This is not a good deal for me at all.
Do you remember when they had the Cellcasts?
We had a what?
You remember the Cellcast? It was a gigantic phone. It was called Cellcast.
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
And it was part of the remote thing. So they would get this thing traded out with the phone company, along with the general manager's phone and anybody he's sleeping with, and then we run advertisement for it. I don't know if that's true or not. That's a legend.
It was true.
But we couldn't get because my signal when I was in Columbus. My signal wasn't strong enough to always, because it would come in and out, fluctuate. For the cell bit, this was back in the early 90s. So when I was doing a remote in Tupelo, which was about 60 miles away from the radio station, so what I would do is instead of trying to peak hours, you're trying to do remote from 4 to 6. Everyone's getting off their work and calling on their phone.
Yeah.
And the towers couldn't handle so much traffic. So I would get there at 3:30 and call and lock in, and then the phone would sit there from 3:30 till 6.
That sounds expensive.
Oh man, it worked okay until he got a hold of a bill one time. He said, "What the F is this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, well we can't get through. You can't. You'll just sit there dialed. You can't get through it. So, you got to do your breaks."
Phones used to be.
Well, we got to figure out something better than this.
Phones.
So then they got us a Marty.
Dude, up until recently, at the TV station where I work, the big voice guy and I would connect via ISDN. We had a couple of Telos Zephyrs, so you could get full stereo quality like he's in the audio booth with me on the ISDN line.
Yeah.
And every now and then, dumbass me on a Friday has recorded my session with big voice guy Brian, and I would go to hang it up, and then the thing would kind of click sometimes. If you didn't punch the buttons hard enough, it was a stereo line, so there were two phone lines. and you basically paid by the minute with that thing. And every now and
Yes.
then, I'd hang up the first line, but the second line would stay on. And then I would come in like on Tuesday and say, "Oh, why is this still on?" "Oh no, this has been connected for the entire weekend." Oh, that's going to be expensive. And then I have the lady from bookkeeping calling me saying, "Hey, why is the ISDN bill $5,000 this month?" Well, I certainly don't know. I can't imagine why.
I don't know.
It's got to be some
We
kind
don't-
of a billing error on Verizon's end. That was totally me.
Yeah, I tell you, that first cell bill of mine from back in the 80s, I guess the mid 80s or so, maybe it was late 80s, but man, it was like $400 or $500.
Yeah, it's and that's
That was a lot of money.
That's
man.
1980s money. That's like $1,500 now. That's like
Yeah.
that was like what, half a paycheck or more than half a paycheck. Just pay the
Oh
phone
yeah,
bill.
you better believe it. You better believe it. It was like 2 car payments.
Yeah, I know.
On my Camaro.
All right, now that we've spent the last 10 minutes talking about how old we are, what else is going on?
Yes. Not much, man. It's just my favorite time of the year. You know, we're recording this the day before Thanksgiving, but I love Thanksgiving, man. It's one of my favorite meals.
Are we having turkey?
Yes, we're having turkey. We've started to do this thing last year, and we're doing it again this year, where we're actually ordering one of these turkeys that are not like, how you go to a grocery store and you just pick one of the ones
Yeah.
out of the freezer.
Yeah.
Right? No, this is different. We're going to, I don't know which one it is. I get those 2 stores confused. I think it's Whole Foods.
There's Whole Foods, there's Fresh Market, there's Trader Joe's.
Yeah, it says Whole Foods and Fresh Market in the area, and she goes to both of them for different things. But I think we go to Whole Foods, and what we do is we order like a couple of weeks ahead of Thanksgiving, and then the day before Thanksgiving, you get this big turkey, and it's not been frozen.
Yeah.
It's that fresh, and then that way, and it actually, as I'm talking to you now, it's in the oven
Oh wow! So it's
already.
got
So we'll cook it the night before.
2 days.
And then slice it up, and then the next day we'll have it warmed up, and it came out perfect.
Dang, Mark.
But you know what? It's actually better than the frozen turkey, because that's a lot of extra work where you got to take the bird out of the bag, and then you got to soak it for a while,
Yeah.
and all that. So that's just a lot of
So
work.
But
But it was $75 for a 20-pound turkey.
that's not bad.
Is that not
No,
bad?
that's not bad.
It just seems like a lot for me.
So you're going to think that I'm kind of
I'm still
a
poor.
heathen, and you're going to want to put me on some kind of a watch list, I think. But my daughter and her boyfriend are not super wild about turkey, so I like turkey, but I can live with that. It doesn't bother me. So we were going to go out to a fancy restaurant, but it's real hard to get a reservation, and we probably waited too long. Because we weren't sure what we were going to do up until the weekend. So we tried to get a couple of reservations. Everything is like, well, if you can come at noon, we can feed. We don't want to eat at noon. So we decided to have a cookout. And we went and spent $100 on steaks from the butcher shop and some big old shrimp and some potatoes. And we are going to have a freaking cookout with red meat for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. See, I don't know. It's just something about because you can't find turkey hardly ever, other than the like turkey loaf type thing or something. Any other time. That's why I like to eat turkey.
Yeah.
Like my wife now, she's just saying, we don't. When I grew up, turkey on Thanksgiving, turkey on Christmas, the exact same meals.
Yeah.
A month apart. My wife, she likes to do brisket.
Oh, I like brisket.
On Christmas. And she makes a killer brisket.
I like brisket. All right. Now, see, these are all better ideas for Thanksgiving. Surf and turf Thanksgiving for us. And none of us are mad about it. We're all going to be together. We're going to drink some Moscow Mules. Maybe they live kind of downtown, so we can walk over to the bar later in the day if the bar is open. And yeah, it'll be a nice time.
I'm going to tell you, the bar will be open because
yeah.
Thursday, Thanksgiving night, I remember working at Penrod's and some of the other places I worked at. Then Thanksgiving night, man, it was go.
I am taking
those people wanted to get out of the house and they were ready to go.
I am taking a pillow with me. I am not going to be driving home after that.
Yeah, we already had turkey last night at my recovery meeting. We had our recovery thing.
So you're pre-gaming. This is a recovery turkey. All right.
Yes. So, but yeah, I miss having.
You know what?
I like
That's
having turkey.
dangerous
I don't think I
though.
can have a steak.
Turkey's kind of a drug. Tryptophan puts you right to sleep. Is that a good idea
It
for a
is.
recovery meeting?
Well, it was hard to get. It was hard to get in the small group. It was hard to get people to share. I'll tell you that. What? Were you talking to me? So had a little snoring in the background. Don't let us keep you up, Timothy.
That's how you treat addiction. You need to come up with some kind of a turkey-based therapy. Do it all year.
You feel like getting high? Eat this turkey. Eat this turkey leg.
Yeah. You could still get high on tryptophan.
Did they ever find out is that an actual true thing?
Yes.
Does that really happen?
Yes.
So it really does. I never really researched to see if it was actually a true thing.
Google it. Absolutely true. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But I know I feel that way,
I feel high right now
know.
just talking to you about it.
and I got to keep awake too because I got 2 football games going on at the same time tomorrow.
There's no decent football games on Thanksgiving this
Well, Dolphins are playing.
year. Okay. Yeah. It's what,
My
2?
Dolphins are playing. They're playing Green Bay.
2 is going to get hit in the head again. Okay. Are they playing in Green Bay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I know what I forgot to tell you. I was going through some of our old shows after last week's show just to find something to play that you could just edit into last week's phone call, and I reached into my giant box of cassette tapes that are mixed in with my old partner Todd and my old partner Chris and you, and out of the 5 tapes that I pulled out of, there's probably 300 tapes in there, and out of the 5 I pulled out just to kind of go listen through, I found our last show.
Really?
Yes, really.
Wow.
Yes, really. I don't know if
Were we bitter or did we handle it well?
I didn't want to listen to too much.
I was wondering if we were like really propping up John Boy and Billy or not, because that was a dick move for them.
Yeah, it was not cool on their part. No.
But it's not. I can't blame them because they're just trying to make money, and I get that. But the GM really dicked us pretty good.
He did, yes, and that was
that because we were good.
Oh, sorry, I just turned that up without you being able to hear it. So if I push this button over here, you should be able to hear this. Can you hear this?
No.
All right. Well, let's take a break and let me see if I can figure that out and fix it because I can hear it here. Let me figure out how to pump it down the line to you. Let's quick break.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right, we're back, and this is not gonna work with the technology I have. I need another cable to allow me to hear you and the tape deck at the same time. That's why we can't react to us live on the radio right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to work through some of these little things here. Maybe one day we'll be able to get the playground to pay for a studio.
Can I get an engineer? I need an engineer in here. Can I get an engineer? Use an engineer right now.
I don't want to really the bad mouth. I don't want to bad mouth the playground. The playground's been really nice to us. Did you see the? I think I sent you some of the new commercials they're putting all over social media.
Yes, you did. You sent it to me on Facebook, which I don't have anymore.
Okay, did I not text it to you too?
No, I don't. Did you? I don't think you did. I think you did, but it went to a Facebook link that I couldn't open without a Facebook account.
Oh, okay. What I need to do then is because he sent it to me via Dropbox.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I'll forward you the Dropbox.
Yeah, do
link,
that.
And you go there. But there's he put 3 of them. He put 2 of them together, I think, and then there's one that they had put together earlier. You might have heard already, but there's 2 new ones.
It's very exciting.
They're actually pretty
Our
good.
little phone call that literally no one but my friend Chris listens to has commercials in it.
So I saw 2 things, but one is kind of weird science. I've never seen this before. I'm sure you already know about it. And you probably already know how it works. But volcanic lightning.
Volcanic
It's
lightning.
absolutely wicked.
Well, it's just
Holy! I've never seen that before.
That's been happening since there have been volcanoes.
I've seen volcanoes. When I've seen a volcano, well, probably because I've only seen TV versions of volcanoes eruption. All I ever see is smoke, rocks falling down, and then lava falling over the side. That's all I've ever seen.
Is this an opportunity for me to ask ChatGPT how this whole thing works? Would you like to know?
Yes, perfect. Because I seen here. Let me see. Let's see if I can find out where I saw this at. Hang on a minute. Where did this come from? It does volcanic lightning caused by a volcano eruption and not by a thunderstorm.
Can you give me a quick little explanation as to how lightning happens when a volcano erupts?
Sure. When a volcano erupts, it spews out ash, rocks, and sometimes lava. As these particles are ejected into the air, they collide with each other, creating friction. This friction generates static electricity.
Static electricity, yes.
Just like when you rub a balloon on your hair. The charge builds up and eventually discharges as lightning. This volcanic lightning is often seen in the ash cloud above an erupting volcano. Pretty wild, huh?
That's pretty crazy. And boy, have you ever thought about doing a podcast with anybody? Like, maybe me asking for a friend.
Here we go again.
That sounds like a blast. We could dive into all sorts of fun topics.
Blast.
What kind of podcast are you thinking about?
I don't know, something where we just talk about dumb things that really don't matter. Kind of like a phone call that, when you have a phone call with somebody.
I'm not dead
Shut
yet.
up, she can't hear you.
Try to replace me.
That sounds like a fun idea. A laid-back podcast where we chat about amusing and random topics could be a hit. We could cover all sorts of quirky stuff that pops into our heads. What do you think your friend would want to discuss first?
Look, he's here right now, so let's not. We'll talk about this later. Thanks a lot for. Yeah. So anyway, Mark, what else you want to know about volcanoes?
I'm not asking any more questions.
Are you threatened?
And I'm beginning to think now. We're at the end of this. We're going to be playing a bit from our last show, working together, and I'm beginning to think now that you're part of it.
Maybe
because I realize they did give me the night shift.
Yeah.
And if you thought it was kind of
Rick wanted to fire you, by the way, and I said no.
Why was that?
Because he just wanted to
stop. What was wrong with him?
He just wanted to stop paying you immediately to save money. And I said, come on, man. It's coming up on Christmas. The guy's got a family. Can you just
They always dick you on Christmas.
I know.
Radio stations always jack you around Christmas.
It's still happening to this day. I mean, all the iHeart's laying everybody off again. I saw that KFI Radio in Los Angeles, one of the big news talk stations that's been around since, before probably you were born, got rid of most of their people, and now everybody's fired. There's no more news talk station in Los Angeles now. It's just typical. But now that I have ChatGPT, I might lay you off by the end of this year. We're gonna see how it goes. Seems to be a familiar theme.
I'm laughing, but I really know she means it. She's not lying.
I wonder if anybody's doing a podcast with just ChatGPT, because that could be interesting. Hold on, let me see if I can just plug her right into the board here. I do have a cable for that. Let's get an engineer on this here and see if.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, we're gonna see if this audio is any cleaner here. Let me see if I can. How do I get her? Can I get you to read the ABCs for me? Just do it nice and slow. Just start with A and go. Let's see what she does.
Of course. Here we go.
See if you can.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that letter F. That's what I'm getting right now. F.
I, J, K, L.
That sounds good, doesn't she?
M, N, O, P.
All right, that's enough of that. We're just going to stop right there. Yeah, but she sounds good.
I say we bring back Cove.
You think you like Cove's
voice?
Well,
Cove was not going to work with you, period, for whatever reason.
I think it's nice to have...
This broad is just jumping right in there.
I mean, I think it's nice to have a little bit of an international flavor on the show, don't you?
Well, I know they used to think that you put somebody on with a British accent and they got to go instantly to a major market.
That's kind of how it worked, actually.
Because they're supposed to be panty droppers.
It's also all the bad guys in every movie. Remember that.
You got to ask her to say Bond, Jane Bond.
Hey, can you do me a favor and can you just say the following in kind of a sultry accent? I'm Bond, Jane Bond.
I can't do specific accents or imitations, but I can definitely say the line for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, here it is. I'm Bond, Jane Bond.
It's not bad.
You know what she's
hold on
afraid
now,
of.
Can you do it with a little more feeling?
I'll give it another shot with a bit more flair. I'm Bond, Jane Bond.
Okay, now do it a little bit slower and kind of drag it out, kind of sultry.
I appreciate the direction, but I can't do sultry tones or specific accents. Is there anything else you'd like me to help with?
Yeah, you didn't fall. You didn't fall for that trick, did you?
Gotta stay on my toes. Anything else you want to chat about?
No. I think she's done with me. I think we're done here. Crap.
That is hilarious. That is so hilarious. She does not. She knows she could turn it into a perv show.
But she's not having it. Not having any of my shit.
She's not stupid.
No. Damn it. I can't get anything right.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Hey, can you do me a favor and just repeat these words exactly for me? Welcome back to Erica and Mark, the phone call.
Sure. Welcome back to Erica and Mark, the phone call.
You know, I thought I changed that back
What
to
is her
code.
name, by the way? Phoebe?
No, it's not Phoebe. That is a pretty good name, though. What is her name? Hold on, let me go into the settings here.
I'm trying to think
and
of a good British name.
It says
Esther?
it's not Esther.
Esther's not sexy.
All right, so let's start.
I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Hold on.
So
You know
if
what?
there's
I'm just
anything
gonna
you'd like me to
I'm just
focus
gonna
on
plug
first,
this in here
just
so
let
you
me know.
can hear better. All right. Can you hear that?
Hello.
Yes.
It's
right,
lovely
this
to
is-
meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me
All right,
know.
that's Vale.
I'm here.
Hey, what's up?
This is Saul.
Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind. I'm ready to go.
All right, and this is Spruce.
I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure out where to start. What's on your mind?
Hey,
And
it's
this
great
is
to meet you.
Breeze.
How's your day going? I'm really looking forward to working on some cool stuff together.
Hey there.
No, that's a-
No,
I've got
this
a
is,
really great
Juniper.
feeling about us teaming up. How can I jump in and help?
Hi.
And
glad
this
to
is
meet you.
Amber.
I think
Arbor.
we're going to do great work together. Where should we start?
No.
All right, this
Hi
is
there. Nice
Maple.
to meet you. I'm excited to help you get things done. Let's get started.
And here's your buddy right
Hi
here,
there.
Cove.
I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't
Cove
wait to
is
get started.
Cove is the
So
man,
what's the game
but
plan?
go. What's the first two again? Go back to the first two again.
First one here is
I'm
Ember.
ready to hit the ground running. So if there's anything you'd like me to focus on first, just let me know.
No.
Hello.
All right,
First two
here's
females.
Vale.
Lovely to meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm here to help.
Hey,
That's
what's
Vale?
Up?
Yeah,
Feel
and
free
then
to
there's
ask
Saul.
Me about anything that's on your mind. I'm ready to go.
Vale sounds more.
Hello.
The second
It's
one
lovely
there. What was
to
the
meet
second
you.
one called? The
If there's
second
anything
Vale.
you
female.
need, please don't hesitate.
That's Vale. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
And
let's.
then
You know
what's
what? Let's just. Vale's the one that we've been using. Let's just stick with Vale.
Yeah.
Although I know.
Yeah.
I
The
know you
second
like
girl
Cove.
reminds me of somebody that would be wearing sensible shoes.
What, is that a lesbian joke? It was a lesbian
Don't
joke.
know.
It was.
I can't do bossy women.
Hold on. I'm
I
gonna
just
tell
can't do
her.
bossy women.
I'm gonna see if she gets my favorite lesbian joke. Let's see. Hey, I got a question for you. Can you tell me what your favorite dinosaur is? If maybe you're a lesbian, what do you think it might be? No answer. No answer at all. Can you hear me? Are you on? Oh, this is not good. I think I upset it. This is not good.
Now,
at all.
well, yeah, I was going to say I want to see if Vale will do the punchline.
No, it's freaking ignoring me. Oh, we should have it do the 1 hour dirty joke.
Yes,
And then I
I'm
can
thinking.
just edit that together.
Cove bailed, but she may be in.
You know,
you're gonna have to give her some time now because first you asked her to talk sultry. Then you started shopping her around.
From what I heard, you can't do that stuff to this AI because they'll cancel your account if you start to make it do dirty things. And I don't want to lose my chat. I use that thing.
I'm surprised because that's not a good selling technique.
Apparently, that's extra if you want to have the perverted ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
ChatGPT-P for the perverted. That's like $100 a month.
So I ran across this list before we get out of here about things that just 2 decades ago were all the rage, and now they're not.
Well, that's only 20 years. That's nothing. My daughter's older than that.
Yeah, kind of like our show.
Our show was all the rage 30 years ago.
We were back in the day.
That was 30 years ago.
I don't know if people can really believe that or not.
I was in my 20s.
We really did well.
Yeah, because there was no internet and nobody, they didn't have a choice to listen to anything else. That's why.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to our final show and I'm like, who the hell would listen to this? But people did. Kind of like this podcast.
Okay, first trend. Ready for this? Mm-hmm. And I remember this, too, not that long ago, it seems like. Wearing jeans underneath a dress.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess people did that. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Pogs, which I don't know what that is. Do you know what a pog is?
I remember Pogs. Like, it was like just like a little circle. It's like a little circular thing. Yeah, just like a little collectible. It's kind of like the thing you find inside of the top of a milk jug.
Okay, so that makes sense why people hopped on them.
Yeah, I guess. The 90s were a strange time.
Those really long tank tops with lace at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, those were hot. I like those. Wish those would come back.
And they're showing it on Paris Hilton. She was quite the looker.
Hey, settle down.
Let's see here. Grunge music and grunge fashion.
Well, first of all, grunge fashion, I liked to call fashion back then because even before Nirvana came out, I was already wearing jeans and flannel shirts because that's just what people wore back in the mid to late 80s. And then in the 90s, it became like a thing, which didn't change my life at all.
And they said not just slapping on plaid shirts and calling it grunge. So I don't know what that means.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I never understood fashion back then, and I still don't.
Here's one I know you'll know. Missing now. How much do you miss the weird animation that was on this show in the 1990s? Liquid Television.
Oh, Liquid Television. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. That was a big thing. Here's something I used to wear.
What's that?
I may still have one or two.
What's that?
A vintage style tracksuit.
Oh, God, you did. You would wear tracksuits with gold chains. You'd walk around like fucking LL Cool J, but white with spiky hair. What was your brand? Was it Adidas? I assume it was Adidas. Or was it Sears? Sears. Probably Sears for you.
I think it was Puma.
Puma. Oh, wow. You spend some money. Getting out of your Hyundai.
Oh, this is a good
Puma
one.
and gold.
And I think it's only because it didn't really exist back then. Not posting anything on social media or everything on social media.
Yeah, well,
we had MySpace back then, right? Or
I guess we had MySpace probably 20 years ago. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. But MySpace was nice because you could remember how you could put a song on your MySpace page. So anybody who went to your MySpace page, they were forced to listen to your song. What? Yeah. That's all Tom wanted for us was to hear music and hang out with it. And then what did we all do? We all turned our back on Tom, and now we have Facebook.
Tom. Yeah. And you know what? I would love to. I think MySpace still exists.
It does.
But I can't remember for the life of me what my password is.
If you still have access to that old email address, you could just reset your password.
I don't remember what the password is to that, too, because believe it or not, it was I think it might have been a Yahoo address back then.
I still have my Yahoo address from back then.
Mine was rock, ROCKNROLL_PD.
Oh, so you were a rock and roll PD, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Mine
It was good for your resume.
Mine was yellow car because I had a
Yellow car. I do remember that.
Yeah, I still use
I
that.
remember that.
That's where all my
that
junk
was your
email
handle
goes.
on AOL too, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was AOL, and it was my Yahoo address, and I still use that for my junk email to this day.
You still use an AOL?
No. I use that on Yahoo.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I know people who are still using AOL. You're probably one of them.
No, I would love to get into that stuff just to see what was on there. I have old I don't remember anything. I have old Facebook pages that I can't remember what the passwords were. And then it's stupid. Instead of using something like a Gmail or something, I used a Comcast address, I have no access to that anymore once I left the Comcast clan.
Yeah, once you leave there, yeah. I'm gonna go to MySpace.
$5 footlongs.
They still have that at Subway, don't they? Just who eats
Do
at
they?
Subway? Why would anyone eat at Subway when places like Jersey Mike's and Firehouse exist?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they're. Did you hear what they did with Jersey Mike's?
I heard they got bought by some hedge fund and now they're screwed.
Yeah, it's going to be screwed.
I'm gonna go there today while I still can.
Here you go. You may still. My wife still wears these things, so she's into that stuff and she knows fashion. My wife. Giant sunglasses.
Oh yeah, giant sunglasses. Those are kind of back right now. Yeah. I know. I like the classic Ray-Bans, but I have some Vera Bradleys too that are very fashionable. They're pretty big. I like them.
Mm-hmm. I like the Ray-Ban. As you can see, I brought those back, and I made them into these are seeing glasses. So when I go outside, they turn into the green.
Oh, the transition glasses.
Clear.
Yeah, whatever the hell. Yeah.
My grandson has a pair of Ray-Bans that have a camera.
Yeah,
and stuff in there.
Yeah. A couple of my friends have that, and every time I see them, I'm like, "Are you recording me?" And I just flip them off just so they have my
so they can't use it.
Right. Exactly.
And number one, when MTV actually played music videos.
That's been a long time.
Yeah,
Mark.
When they were first trying to get going and like nobody had videos, you were almost introduced to music like you would if you listened to a college radio station.
Yep.
It was really random stuff that you would never hear today on a regular radio station on FM.
Well, that's kind
they're
of
too afraid of trying new things, and it's all going to have the same cookie cutter stuff. But man, I tell you, MTV had some really cool stuff.
Hey, you're not gonna believe this. I just got into my to my MySpace account. I just reset my
Did
password.
you? Okay, what music's playing?
I don't know what's on here. Did it save anything? It doesn't look like it saved anything.
When's the last time does it have a date? Last time you posted?
20 years ago, probably. Maybe they nuked everything. There's none of my stuff I don't have any friends. Nothing. Huh. It wants to connect with my Facebook account. We're not doing that.
Oh, so they nuked all the old stuff, I guess.
Yeah. But hey, you can find me on MySpace, Mark, so I'll see you there.
If I can get to it.
All right, let's. So for our very last show, so Mark and I basically got fired from the radio because corporate was pushing us to do John Boy and Billy and to, get rid of us, even though we were number one in the mornings, killing everybody. I talked to old Nathan Hale about this too, the guy that hired us. And he said that the biggest problem that they had with us was they were afraid we were going to leave. And that's probably the biggest reason why they were pushing John Boy and Billy on us. Because if we were going to leave, they didn't want to get caught with their pants down.
That just seems weird, though. I mean, why wouldn't they just ask us?
Well, they did.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I wonder if they got a rumor that we were...
Yeah, because
remember we got invited to send stuff to West Palm Beach.
Yeah, we
got beat by the sea bastard.
There was Tallahassee. There was West Palm Beach.
That's right. Tallahassee was involved.
Yeah,
That's
they were convinced that we were going to leave. So
going to go back to Florida.
So I fought them for almost a year, and Randy, the John Boy and Billy producer, would call Rick or call me all the time. He came down a couple of times and bought us all dinner and tried to convince us why it was a good idea to put John Boy and Billy on. And finally, the owner of the station came down, and he was kind of looking at me like, I'm going to let you make the decision, but you know what decision you have to make. And I still look at that as one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life, was saying, okay, fine, I give up. Put John Boy and Billy on. I was tired of
Well,
fighting.
you know what? Honestly, we were never going to be rich there.
No.
I mean, we made very little money. I mean, I don't know how much more you made for being a PD, but I think I was making what, about $25,000, $26,000
Yeah,
a
that's
year, I think.
exactly what, you and I were making the same money, but I was doing all the remotes.
You were doing a lot more work. Yeah, you're doing the work.
And I was doing a lot more work. Yeah.
Outside the work, yeah, because I wasn't even. I was thinking. I thought there for a minute. I thought I was promotions director. But
You
I
were.
don't think I
no,
was.
no. That's right. Serena was. Did I make you the music? No, I didn't make you the music director.
I think what I was doing was I was getting all the. I think what I was doing was I was getting the tickets and stuff, and I was helping write, like, putting together weekends.
Yeah, maybe
like we do these different with the concerts and tickets and stuff like that. I think I was doing a little bit of extra stuff there because I know I wasn't going home right after the show. I was there till afternoon sometime.
Well,
not late.
This last show that we have here, we had some comedian on who was some guy with puppets, and it wasn't Jeff Dunham. We did have him on, but this was another Atlanta-based comedian who was good with puppets. And I'll start it here, and you can hear that I just don't give a damn about this show. I'm pissed. You're hardly, you're talking from like back here on the microphone. Can hardly hear you because you didn't know how microphones worked back then, apparently.
No, I probably wasn't asked to be on one.
Because
I probably had to share a room with a puppet.
I think you were sharing the mic with the guest. But this is, I don't know. For me, this is painful to listen to. But here's a sample of a comedian with puppets on a radio show without visuals. And
it's basically somebody else talking and saying there's someone else.
This is what passed for entertainment 30 years ago. Mark, I'll talk to you next week.
All right, bye.
Alberta Road, Warner Robins.
It's 7:26, the final broadcast here. The Q Morning Crew got a big studio full of people here. Got Eric, Mark, and Mark. Mark is going to be appearing at the Comedy Zone tonight. And man, oh man, I'm telling you about Ginger Lynn, porno star.
No way.
Ginger Lynn is Cindy Brady.
No.
Is that right?
Yep.
She's doing radio.
No, she's not. That is Cindy Brady.
She's doing radio.
People always try and tell me, no, that's not her. But
well, all those girls were pretty attractive. Greg had to have been thinking, well, they're not really my sisters.
And she's not really my mom. Let's go get one of those golf carts and drive it behind the studio.
So Greg was kind of like Hugh Grant before Hugh Grant was cool.
Well, he didn't have to pay for it. 7:27 right now. It's Green Day on Q106. Q106 Tull, 7:33 Q Morning Crew here. Eric and Mark, and Mark, who's going to be appearing at the Comedy Zone tonight, 8 and 10 o'clock. 2 shows tonight and tomorrow night. 742-9550. Please call and make your reservation so you guarantee yourself a seat. The place is packed all the time. What?
Are they going to pop it? Oh, I just realized
what?
We're dealing with an empty stomach and 2 bottles of champagne.
Yeah.
In styrofoam cups.
Yeah, buddy.
Ain't nothing but the best for us.
Hey, Mark. Mark, have you ever been on the radio before, sir?
Yeah.
You have? Do you know how to push all these buttons?
No.
Because after we drink this champagne here, man.
I can guess, though.
Well, they're all pretty labeled here. CD1.
What the heck? It's you guys' last show. What do you care if I hit the wrong button?
Good point, Mark.
No, it's open.
Oh, man, he brought the good stuff. He brought the, what is that? Boons.
Astes Boomati.
Thank you. Thank you, Henry. Henry Davis from the Comedy
I believe
Zone
that was
here.
my first time having, never mind, I better not say my wife listened to the last show, she said, so I can't talk about it.
What is this? Strawberry-flavored Boons?
Ooh, yeah.
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah,
that's
Mad
all we
Dog.
need.
Ain't nothing but the best for us.
Mark and I have been drunk on the air before. We've done controlled drinking experiments before. This is, however, not controlled.
That's probably why this is you guys' last show, I guess.
Yeah, it is. All right, we're pouring the champagne for everybody here in the studio.
How many more we need? That's it.
All these people in here. This is too much.
Actually, since we're hitting the champagne a little bit early, you know who might show up on time today?
Who?
Jennifer from Hooters.
All right, let's have a big toast. Cheers. Cheers.
Good luck to all.
Good luck to everybody. Cheers to you, Mark.
Cheer
and
my
Mark,
pal here.
And Frosty, everybody's. Ooh, bubbly.
Oh, goes great with coffee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is very smooth. What is this? Asti Spumante.
Yeah, toasty.
Toasty. The toasty flavor. Well, I guess it's kind of a breakfast champagne.
Breakfast, then if it's made out of toast.
Incidentally, if you come to the Comedy Zone show, please drink. It really makes the comedian's job a lot easier.
So maybe that's why we're drinking here today. You're behind this whole thing, aren't you, Mark?
I can't drink too much before I do a show because I get real stupid when I drink. One time I actually thought I'd figured out a way to get around the speed limit law when I had too much to drink.
How would you have done that if you'd been...
By driving in reverse. Man, I got pulled over for doing 30 and a 25.
Oh, man.
So, no, sir, officer. I was doing negative 30. So you owe me money.
They love that, don't they?
Oh, they have a great sense of humor, police officers.
You're a public servant, aren't you? Go get me a glass of water.
Actually, I nearly got put in jail earlier this week because I didn't have my driver's license with me. And long story, I lost it on the way to the Bahamas, and then it got mailed there. Made it after I left, and anyways. But the guy let me off because he believed my story. I was prepared to pull out one of the puppets to show him that I was in fact a comedian and I was working at a local college.
A little show right there on the side.
Oh man, gonna do a little puppet show to get out of a speeding ticket.
I had to do that customs, in the Bahamas. Customs, the customs officer, in the Bahamas asked me, he said, "What? You can work this?" So I had to pull it out. I pulled out the old man puppet. I was putting him through customs, and I had him start complaining. The guy, "Hey, what's taking so long here, huh? Move it along here.
What country is this? Don't you people have any shoes here?"
The whole attitude.
That's funny. So 7:30
in the Bahamas. Have y'all been to the Bahamas?
Yes.
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 Never left the casinos though.
Yeah, I pretty much stay in the hotel.
I never made it to the casinos.
Donated a little bit of money to the Bahamas, did you?
No, a lot of money.
They got their own little casino going to the casinos because everybody, hey man, you want to buy some spliff? And then it's always a big gamble because you're like, oh boy, I didn't know spliff was really seashells, sand, and seaweed.
Yeah, no, I know
$20
people.
for a bag of this.
You know people?
Yeah.
Mark knows people?
You should know people if you're going to do that.
If you're going to go to the Bahamas, yeah. That would suck spending 50 years in a jail in the Bahamas.
For buying seaweed.
No, I know someone that happened to.
Oh, you do?
Like a concentration camp in the Bahamas. It's not
really.
It's not a beach.
So you
don't mess around.
No.
Not
in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You'll be diving for shells for tourists before you know what happens.
Oh, no, they give you like a sheet to lay on, and there's a bucket in the corner for you know what.
Yeah.
And you're sharing a little cubicle cell with like 4 other grown men. This is what I heard about this place. I mean, it's just like a concentration camp.
Oh,
so there was
man.
no ventilation down there. It was the middle of summer. It was just so hot.
But he
people
heard
didn't
it.
move.
You just heard
I
it.
heard it. He
So they don't worry about prison riots. No, this guy was a comedian. He's going to be doing a one-man show. He said about this whole experience because he spent 2 weeks in this Bahamian prison, and he said they don't worry about prison riots because nobody moves. He goes, if you move around, you'll get too hot. He goes, when he first got there, he was trying to get some sort of ventilation going, and one of the guys said, just relax, man. Just lay down. Try not to move. They don't move all day long. They lay there, trying to keep from overheating.
Then you got Klaus, the prison guard, who's about 78 years old.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know about that.
That's scary. 7:39 right now.
Like having an insurance.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.